And we have local reaction from voters here in Baltimore about President Biden stepping out of the race. WMAR 2 News' Janae Wright joins us now. Janae, what have you heard?
Mallory, many people are excited about this change. Some saying they're very interested to see how the election will play out from now until November. Sunday, President Biden stepped out of the race and endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris, and many people are excited about it.
Thank God. Honestly, no. With the way that the election has been going over the last couple of weeks, it's been kind of terrifying. And I genuinely did not think that he could beat Trump.
WMAR spoke with John Willis, a longtime political analyst and professor at the University of Baltimore, who says this decision was monumental.
I'm proud of the president for making a decision which will allow the 2024 election cycle to be reset.
He says the focus of the election will shift going forward, focusing more on the political stance of the candidates on each issue.
And so now we get a chance to talk about real issues, talk about the platforms of the parties, contrast now who's the old person in the race. Donald Trump's 78 years old. He's suddenly now by decades the oldest person in the race. And so we've changed the conversation.
I asked voters if they feel like America would be ready to have the first black female president of the United States should Kamala Harris win. Ian Sadon says,
as long as they're prepared to take on that role, being the chief commander, and this made the right decisions for the country. It was best for the country, so I believe so.
John Willis also says the recent developments in this election cycle reminds him of 1968 when Lyndon Johnson didn't seek re-election, the same year as the assassinations of both Martin Luther King Jr. and Robert F. Kennedy.
So 68 was a very volatile year and a lot of change. And so this is the closest we've had since then.
Willis says although this is a sudden change just over 100 days from the November election, he expects a high voter turnout at the polls this year. And Vice President Kamala Harris has been receiving a number of endorsements from the Democratic leaders across the country. The Democratic Party will still have to officially select Vice President Kamala Harris as the party's nominee at their convention next month. Mallory.